since it wouldn't be a 911 premiere unless she was on the verge of death. However, that was just the start of her nightmare. In summary, a prominent sex trafficker committed suicide by hanging himself in jail, and his cellmate must testify as a crucial witness. A plot twist: Dennis is the cellmate in question, and he will only consent to testify if Athena brings him over in person. But when an officer from the U.S. Attorney's Office tries to stop Dennis on his way to the trial, this is easier said than done. Dennis is clearly not wanted to testify before a grand jury, but Athena escapes, locking the man in his own dang trunk. In an attempt to evade their assailants, Athena and Dennis change planes, but this only places them in peril of an even deadlier adversary, the 22 million killer bees, also known as bee-nado, which ABC had been promoting for months. The little critters start to cause trouble in the skies after breaking out of their own aerial jail, resulting in Athena's jet colliding with another. This implies that Athena is no longer secure on land, at sea, or in the sky, for those of you keeping track at home. Even for this impoverished woman, what's left? Beyond space. In actuality, we would definitely watch the spinoff. Without Bobby in charge, the Firehouse is in rather bad shape in the interim. As captain, Gerard is even more of a terror than we thought he would be. Chimney put it best when he called him Michael Myers with a push-broom mustache. Speaking of mustaches, Buck, who has somewhat less of one, is finding it most difficult to bend his knee, while Eddie, the lone member of the 118, seems to be immune from Gerard's wrath. And why ought he to be civil? In addition to constantly demeaning Buck, Gerard doesn't even give him credit for his assistance in the capturing of thousands of killer bees. He penalizes him instead for acting erratically. You think your little pout and your tattoos make you something? As if any of those were negative things, Gerard asks. We're expecting Buck to take this guy out at this point. We can't get enough of it. But since this is 911, fate has much more sinister intentions for the new captain of the 118. Buck tackles Gerard to the ground to protect him from the flying buzzsaw, but, oops, the impact of Gerard's head on the firehouse floor still leaves him in a pool of blood. In case that wasn't dismal enough, Eddie tries to throw Christopher a birthday party on FaceTime, and Christopher isn't interested in spending any time with his father, in person or virtually. Tommy at least gets to ask Buck, have anyone ever told you that you are a vision in a cone, in reference to his party hat, so the evening isn't entirely wasted. In a delightfully meta twist, Bobby is now working as a technical advisor for a network firefighter drama called Hot Shots. The main actor is very interested in studying at Bobby's feet, which means he's probably going to develop some sort of dangerous obsession with him. Or try to kill him. Or both. This is 911, after all. The protracted national nightmare is over. 9-1-1's disaster-plagued first responders are back. Naturally, the return of our beloved procedural means that Los Angeles residents will have to face new nightmares as a plethora of apocalyptic scenarios rain down on them by cruel showrunner Tim Minear and his creatively evil writing staff. More than just the return of the show, 911 fans have never had it so good. The show's popularity surged last season when Buck's newly revealed bisexuality dominated everyone's timelines, even though some of us had been watching since season 1, Connie Britton, gone but not forgotten. Specimens of gratitude to the TikTok algorithm and the ardent buddy shippers who have been spirited away for years. The anticipation for season 8 of 911 intensified due to the possibility of another significant catastrophe approaching in the form of the bee-nado. Yes, in keeping with the show's ethos of continual escalation, the 3-part season premiere revolves around killer bees. It also has a private plane that crashes into a cloud of bees and goes drastically off course. We need to take care of the issues that are now on the ground. More on that later. Captain Gerard, who we mostly know from his violent treatment of Chimney and Hen in earlier flashbacks, is now leading the 118 following Bobby's abandoned retirement at the end of the previous season. It feels terribly believable that he would be reinstalled as the 118's captain despite his history of misbehavior. Though he does have a handsome mustache that makes you forget actor Brian Thompson was the alien bounty hunter on the X-Files, Gerard is still a very bad guy today. Drill sergeant mode is in full swing as he orders Buck to clean the fire truck and Hen to shine her boots so that, when you're done, I want to lick the bumper and taste chrome. In the Titani, what? Because to his extreme reactivity, Buck is the main target of Gerard's bullying, prompting the other 118 members to caution him against becoming attached to the new captain. In a dramatic move that would perhaps push the LAFD to admit its error and bring back Bobby, who is currently stuck giving professional advice on the set of a TV show about firefighters, Buck, on the other hand, wants everyone to resign. Who would want to see that? However, Buck's colleagues are too busy to stage a rebellion. Chimney is concerned about supporting 2 children as he and Maddie are temporarily sheltering Hen and Karen's foster daughter, while Hen is concentrated on attempting to regain her foster license so she may bring Mara home. Eddie is untrustworthy since he has grown a mustache that resembles Gerard's. Beyond personal matters, they all have more important matters to attend to, and those matters are bees. The instigating incident of the episode involves a truck carrying 22 million killer bees, which, well, simply go with it, crashing on the interstate and unleashing a furious swarm. The mother and daughter who live in the car are allergic to bee stings, and they only have one EpiPen between them. How did the bees find out? This is a fairly big deal when both of them get stung. While the little girl is being told by the ingenious 911 dispatcher Maddie how to get an extra dose out of the pen in order to rescue her mother, Buck devises a scheme to remove the hive from the automobile. The truck driver is able to regain consciousness at the same moment when Hen and Chimney remove bees from his throat. In this scenario, "Why do I taste honey?" is highly distressing. Naturally, the issues don't end there. A bee-nado has been teased at us. The vehicle bursts right on schedule, causing more annoyance than death for the bees. Massively taking off, they eventually unite with the neighborhood LA bees to form a lethal superswarm that is prepared to terrorize the metropolis. The premiere party for a wealthy woman named Tori's new fragrance, Tori by Tori, is the next target for the bees. When Sheila, Tori's assistant, spritzes herself with the perfume, the bees, bee-nip, in the area soon swarm her since they think it's catnip. Sheila dives into the pool in an attempt to get away from their stings, but they linger over the water and attack her each time she surfaces. This is where 911 serves as a helpful reminder that the show is mostly educational. You should never attempt to flee a swarm of bees by submerging yourself.